Hey, so what's going on, everybody? So I just had a quick unboxing video here for you. I have a new case and holster for the Google Motorola Nexus 6 phone here, and you can see there it is by LOGITECH Incorporated, and the actual website, if you want to check these things out, is called Supcase.com. I think that is short for Supcase, but that is the website you want to go to if you're interested in this thing. Again, it comes with a built-in screen protector, and it also has a holster, which I'm going to go ahead and unbox, and we'll get into that. But quickly, I just wanted to show you that, I have the Nexus 6 here, and I was using a case here called SPIGEN, and the only issue I've had with this case is all this here is built in, and it makes it difficult when I'm holding the phone like this to tell exactly where the buttons are. I can't feel, because your thumb kind of learns where the buttons are. It's all built in, so it makes it difficult, especially at nighttime, to see this. So that is one thing that was a little bit concerning to me, and I wanted to try a different type of case. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and pull it out of this case. Again, this is a really nice case, and I do have a video on that if you guys want to check that out. But that's just like a slip-on case, and of course the buttons are built in, which makes it, that's the only thing I've noticed that kind of makes it a little difficult. You can't tell what's what when you're just holding the phone, like this. Now here, with these sticking out, your thumb, you know what's what there, which that's kind of what I'm after. So, and it's also, I wanted to see what it was like here to have basically a holster for the Nexus 6. I just, Googled it, and I came up with this Supcase thing I found here. So that's pretty much all that's in the box. It's like a pretty hefty, that's going to be quite a bit to stick on your side. And here's what is in the box. Just this little flyer here type thing, little cardboard paper, instructions probably. Let's see, what is this? Thanks for purchasing Supcase. Big smiley face. Okay, so that is just that, and then we have, this is basically stuck on the plastic there, and that is just, there must be a video or something for that. And of course it has the packaging material there. But here is the case. Now this case, I believe, has about a year warranty with it, and this thingy here, that's actually pretty hard to turn. Actually really stiff, but this does go 360 degrees, so that'll be really nice. Feels pretty heavy and pretty solid. Let's go ahead and take this thing out of there. So there is the holster, and it's got some felt right there, some soft material, and there is what is on the bottom. It's thin, a little bit thin, but it should do the trick. This is not rubber. It's all plastic around there, and the clip seems to be fairly strong. So with that being able to spin, you could, put it on your belt this way, or, flip it around this way. Well, let's just take a look here at the case. Peel off the plastic. Again, this does have all the cutouts for your speakers and the camera down here for the other speaker. And it has the screen protector built in. This is plastic on the back. It does have, this is rubbery material that's around the edges. And of course you can see here that that is probably for the charging port, or vice versa, one side or the other. This is for the headphone jack, one way or the other. Once I get the phone in there, we'll see. But what I was all interested in is, see, now when I'm holding that, I can feel like that is my volume buttons, and then I can feel the difference over here because they do stick out enough that I'm able to feel that. And maybe that won't be as difficult then to use at nighttime. So basically this just flips around the entire phone here. We'll just peel back this rubber material that goes around the, okay, so we'll take that foam out there, and then you also have another piece. It seemed to be packaged pretty well. You can see it's a little flimsy, but you have your cutouts and all, and of course, let me just wipe the phone off. let's go ahead and I'll stick the Nexus 6 down in here, and I believe it just sits down in there and probably just snaps in place. Going around the phone, you can see that the cutouts look pretty good there. Headphone port, the front facing speakers, and that port for charging. And of course, guys, like real quick on the inside here, this has a nice felt to it. Pretty durable there. It seems to be pretty flexible. Not too bad. So let's go ahead, and you can see it has all the cutouts. We should be able to just snap this thing down into place, basically. Pretty self-explanatory there. And it's fitting nice and tight. So as you can see, it's definitely snapping into place good. And let's see how the buttons work. Yeah, let's see here. Let me just put in my passcode. Alright, so let's see if, yep. So the buttons work just fine. So it's really responsive, I guess you could say. At the top there, it still needs to snap into place, but we'll go over and take a look at how it fits into the holster. There's a charging port, and this one's covered for your headphone jack. There's the back. You see you have full access to your camera. There is nothing that covers that. Again, that's just a hard shell around there. There's no more rubber except for the rubber that goes around to protect from the edges. So let's go ahead and take a look at the holster. Now, set the phone down here a minute and take a look at the holster. You can see that this here is larger than this one here, because this is the one that, you know, the phone's going to sit down in like that and snap into place. Now, that does hold in there very, very well. It's strong. It's not going to just flip out of there or anything like that. So it does have a fairly good grip on the phone. And you can also see that when I'm doing this, I'm setting the phone down in there, down, like using the bottom to set the phone in. So in other words, if you have this case on your side and you're the type of person who wants to have the case upright on your belt and you try and set the phone down in this way, it's not going to work that way. But if you have this, you know, on your belt this way and you set the phone down in it, you know, like that, it just snaps into place. So in other words, if it's vertical, you know, it doesn't seem to, it's a little more tricky just to not be looking at, you know, this thing almost, it's almost like you need two hands to manage this phone at times, no matter what case you have here. But again, if you guys are interested in, you know, maybe purchasing this, you can Google it, Google Supcase, and you will find, you know, anywhere from $5 to $20 for this case. After I did put the screen protector, the built-in screen protector here, there's no bubbles or anything like that. Let me just put my password in again. There is no bubbles. You know, it works, you know, it's just as responsive with or without the screen protector on here. So as you can see, it, you know, it did turn out really nice. It fits the phone really nice. There's no air bubbles in there or anything like that, because in the very beginning of the video I had another screen protector on there, so I had to split the video here and remove that and put it in just to show you the real, you know, what actually happens. So yeah, not too bad. Again, you know, it makes the phone just a little bit more bulky. You know, it already is kind of bulky, but it does add to it, but it does offer a greater protection for the phone, but not a bad case. So I will have to use it a while to see how I like it. As far as putting it down in here into the holster, you can see that it's got to go over the buttons to snap into place there, or I guess, you know, you could set it down in this way and it will also snap into place, and the buttons are covered by like the bottom there, but it does not work facing outward like that. You know, you can see that I wouldn't want to force that, it could break. So it's not designed to be like a front facing like the screen facing outward. This thing does not act as a kickstand for this phone either, so, you know, I mean, it's pretty sturdy and durable, but there is no way to use it like as a kickstand. So you pretty much have to drop the phone in there like that and then snap it into place. The funny thing about this is when you're holding the phone, you're probably going to be holding it this way. I mean, I'm right-handed, so I'll be holding the phone like that, and when I go to drop it in the case, if it was on my side, I would probably stick it in like that or be dropping it downward like this. So I am going to come right across those buttons. So I don't know if after a while that would wear out or anything like that. But there you go, guys. I don't want to ramble on too much more about this. All these cases are fairly good. Just it's all what, you know, your experience, what you want out of it as far as like your user experience. I know that this is a little too smooth for me. This is a really nice case, and it does protect well, and it's designed to fit perfectly, and it's not bad at all. I will keep it as like a backup, but then this one here, you know, should work good for me as well. And it also has these little feet here too, little rubber feet. I believe these are like, yep, it's like a soft type of rubber on there. Okay, but anyway, guys, there you go. So if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.